I'd like to ask you, could you describe your experience with other care agencies and how a
Yes.
Plan Life Care is different?
The other agencies were not concerned about the match as much as they were about filling the spot. So we had I didn't know what to expect. This whole experience with my husband digressing into dementia left me somewhat helpless because I didn't know the lay of the land. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what was available. So we connected to a couple of companies. The first one didn't have enough good people to send us. The requirement for us was once a day, 3 to 4 hours, and we were definitely, I was very interested in every day. What happened with the first company, they didn't have any people who were able to work well with Bill.
Yes.
The second company kept changing the people who were coming out. It was so difficult for me.
Yeah.
Even when I requested a person who seemed to work so well with Bill, they didn't oblige me. And what happened, often I was like the last to get a placement or to hear from them. It would be an hour. Sometimes they would send people without even calling me. I mean, it was such an uncomfortable situation. Most of the people, I will say, they were good people, decent people, but there was no continuity of care. And the people who did come a few times, I requested they keep coming. It was sad because when a relationship gels, you want to keep it going, and people seem to understand each other. So that wasn't happening. I had a neighbor who knows Anthony through some activities they do together, and she called me one day, and it was just at the perfect timing because I was very eager to do something else. I had called a number of companies. It sounded too familiar to what was happening to me. What happened is there were many layers of people, and so the people who I connected to were the ones who were actually putting me with a caregiver. Those people really weren't terribly attached to my well-being or the caregiver's well-being. And what ended up happening is I was having to call the caregiver, can you come on such and such a day? Can you let the company know? I was doing their work.
Yeah.
It was very distressful for me. When my neighbor called, I said, wow, timing is perfect. So we then got together, and even when I heard about Anthony's company from Anthony, I was a bit skeptical because it sounded so much better than what I was having. But I made the switch because it was really necessary, and I am so grateful at this point because we've had some outstanding support from the company as well as the person who comes into our home.
Excellent.